Okay.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here for this training session about the Investment Dominator. My name is Caesar. I am part of the technical support team, and the idea for this session is to go through the basics on the Investment Dominator. I just want to make sure you can hear me. Please shoot me a message on the chat if you can hear me, and I'm going to be checking the chat once in a while for questions or concerns that you might have. All right. So, like I said, the idea for this session is to go through some of the basic features. I know some of you might be going through specific challenges. So, the best way to go through that will be through the help option. So we have self-help resources in here. We have the user guide, which is this one that you can see on my screen. We have how-tos for pretty much everything on the Investment Dominator for sure. There might be some missing. If that's the case, just let me know so we can build those for you. But here you can find step-by-step instructions with screenshots and some others with videos in case they are too complicated. So that's the help option, the user guide. Just type a keyword. I made a test from my end. Here you can see that I typed a template. In case you want to customize or personalize your letters, you can do that. It is basically to create a new letter from the system, but so you don't have to start from zero. We have a template. So let's take a look, for example, at the neutral letter. That's my favorite one. There we go. Neutral letter template. So here you can find a template of the letter. I'm going to guide you through step by step on how to create that document. Just bear with me a few minutes so we can get there. Um, for another option in the help section would be chat now with our AI support assistant. You can ask any question like connect domains, change my website, you name it. Whatever question you might have, just feel free to ask the bot in here, so you can get some guidance to over that specific topic you're asking about. And of course, about the live training that we have every Monday. Here you have the join training session button and the times for this specific meeting. In case you have spent all of those resources, you couldn't find your answer, you can definitely create a support or help ticket from here. You just go to the tab that says support tickets and then click where it says add help ticket. Please be as detailed as possible. Let us know what are you trying to do, where exactly on the investment dominator you're trying to work, so we can guide you through the steps or find the root cause of the issue that you're going through. You have some extra questions like a link to the issue. You can copy whatever URL you're working on and paste that out in here. You can select the device that you're working on and the browser as well. Just in case, the best browser to work on the investment dominator is going to be Chrome browser for sure. That's just a recommendation. You can use the one of your preference, but our recommendation will be Google Chrome. All right. In case you have any screenshots or videos or anything, you can attach files from this specific option. And that's pretty much it. All right. So that's for the help option. You can get assistance from a human, and you also have some self help resources from that specific tab. We have some other options. The settings one has changed. Before, we used to condense a lot of options under settings. So our team has compressed, in a way, the different options you have from settings. For example, records now contains stages, statuses, deal flows, search filters, tags, and those were before under settings. So don't panic. That's just how the CRM is. You just need to click on the different options. You can access the settings for that. So for websites, we have different options in here. You can see your domain. You can use the logo generator in here where it says actions, logo generator, and play a little bit with this. Take your time to navigate those options. You're not going to break anything. The Investment Dominator websites are pre-built. You have to do very little with your websites, and you can go to this specific option to play with it. It will be settings and websites. From here, you can see how your selling site looks like, how your buying site looks like, and make small changes to it, like change the title, the description on your website, create a basic logo. And we're not a website host, so we don't have too many options and complex options for you to work on the website. Most of them are pre-built or they are very simple options in here. For example, this one is the logo generator in a specific. The screen is too small. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. It depends on the monitor that you have, to be honest. If you have a good screen on your side, probably you will see that better. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So you can set up whatever logo you want to work on. Let's say I'm going to set up aluminum sites. Here I'm going to use this specific font, background colors. You can play with that. I'm going to say black, and the text color is going to be white in here. You can change that out anytime. You can select an icon from the ones that we have pre-built in here. I'm going to select this one, gavel outline. The icon size, you can play with that too. I'm going to select large, select the icon color. It's going to be white as well. Align the specific icon, the little icon, and there we go. That's how your the logo is going to be generated. It's very simple. If you want to, you can go online, use AI tools like ChatGPT or use Gemini, if that's the case, and ask the system to build a logo for you with this specific size that we see here, 350 with pixels, and that's it. You can play a little bit with that. So that's for the, let's say, the settings for your websites. You can change the description on your website. You can change the banner text if that's the case. You can change the background color. It's pretty basic, to be honest. The easiest way for me to go through that will be to use themes. We have some sample themes that I can definitely share with you. Let me go ahead and look for those. Custom theme. My bad. I think this one is on the legacy version, custom theme, investment. Go to Google Earth. See if I can get that one here. Yep. Here we have the custom theme. Let me type that out here. So let me show to you how that works. This is a user guide where you will be instructed on how to create a custom theme. If that's the case, you will need the help of a developer to go through that. But below, we have some samples that you can use. The process is very simple. You just click where it says download theme. It is going to download a theme for you. There you go. And then you just go to your Investment Dominator, scroll down to the section that says theme, click on actions, and then click where it says upload a new theme. So I'm going to go through downloads. I'm going to select my file that I just downloaded. I never opened that out. It's just the way it is. Select that file, click on open, and the system will open or upload that specific theme for your website. Let's take a look. So here are a few options that I just uploaded. And then I'm going to look for the one that I just recently uploaded. And just click on save. And I am good to go. This is how now my website is going to look like with that specific thing. You can do that on your end. Let me share with you the link to the specific themes so you can use it later on over the chat. So create your logo. I can see a question about what's the best height and width for your logo. So let's type logo here on the user guide. How to add a custom logo. And here you go. Note, the image must be 107 pixels by 54 pixels. That's the specific size for the logo. I just shared that out over the chat so you can have those measures for the logo and upload your logo without a problem. All right. Perfect. So that's for the settings option. Of course, there's a lot for you to navigate through. Take your time. Nothing is going to break. Make the changes you want to make. Give it a try. And then let us know if you have any issues or if you found any trouble through the help section. Um, Perfect. So those are the specific, let's say, or the most important settings for the website itself. We have other settings like for records in specific, where you can create custom statuses besides the ones we have by default on the system, such as prospect, mail letter one neutral, mail letter one, pending, preliminary research, you name it. We have some default statuses that are part of the system, of the program itself. But you can create some new statuses by clicking on the plus icon here. You will see this little green plus icon and several options. This is just for you to create something inside of that option. In this case, we're creating statuses. So you can select if this is going to be a status for a property. You can set up a name for it, the stage, the big folder in which this specific status will be held on. This is going to be prospects. And then you can select the status actions, meaning what are the actions you can take on those records within this specific status. You can generate new requests, set property location, use the calculator, the offer calculator, view on map, and so on. All right, so this is just an example on how to create statuses as well. You can play with that a little bit, like I mentioned before. You can just always go here and delete whatever status you don't like or doesn't make sense to you. All right. So like I said, nothing's going to break. You can play a little bit with your statuses, websites, and so on. If something comes up, just let us know so we can fix that for you. All right. So we have deal flows. Deal flows is pretty much sending out letters or starting a business flow, like sending neutral letters or sending blind offers is also a deal flow. You can start a buying website deal flow, but this is for your own preference. The ones that you use the most at the beginning are going to be neutral letter and probably blind offer if you with Aaron Williams on the blind offer classes and so on. But from here, you can create or personalize your own deal flow. Don't think too much about this option. Later on, when you get more, of an expert on the system, on the business, you can create your own deal flows for your properties, so for your prospects. That's it. You have also the search filters option. You can create like filter criterias for you to send letters to, like based on any score, based on a specific county or tag. That's something, or that's a search filter you can create. I will show to you where you can see those search filters. This is pretty much on the campaigns option when you start sending out letters. We're going to get there. I just want to share with you some options first for you to be aware about those. Now, we have the tags option. You can create tags anytime for your records. The tag is going to be an extra reference for you to work on your different property records. Here I have some tests. Of course, you can work on your own tags. Like, I don't know, you can put today's date or the current month, for example, and the county that you're going to be working on, or the state that you're going to be working on. So you can filter records by using that tag in specific and find your records easily on the system. So that's very much it. The tag is an option for you to filter your records or for you to create segmentation among your records and make your lives easier whenever you're looking for some specific records for sending letters, making some due diligence on them, and so on. All right, let me go to the questions for a little bit. Robert, I send out letters to the prospects. Is there a specific training video to properly research the deals before the prospects make an offer or request an offer? That most likely should be on your modules on landprofitgenerator.com, your student portal. I'm not sure which one is it. To be honest, I focus 100% of the time on the Investment Dominator, but I'm sure there are some modules for whenever you send out neutral letters. You can shoot a quick message or email to your concierge or coach if you have one, just to get a reference to those modules. But the modules or the videos within the landprofitgenerator.com are essential for you to understand the business and the steps you're going to take within the business. I forgot to mention I'm not a land flipper, so I'm not sure how the business works outside the Investment Dominator, to be honest. If you need recommendations, third-party services recommendations, and so on, you can get your coach, your concierge to get some more details about it. All right, let me tackle the other question we have over the chat. Jacqueline, I have a question in regards to consent to send text messages when setting up my phones so that I don't show up as scam. What option do I select? That's a very specific question, Jacqueline. I think there's a ticket that you created with us over the help option, and we are going to work on that for you and share some details with you. In a nutshell, you will need to set up this specific let me see. There's a theme that we have in here that is called SMS Sunshine Success. This one includes some wording on your website and some consent options so people can receive text messages from our end, from your end, pretty much. So over the ticket, we're going to share some specific step-by-step instructions with you so you can just change that theme and then let the phone system know that you already have some verbal or written consent over the website. I think this is like text or checkbox consent. I'm not sure, to be honest, but what we do in our end is just to set up a consent over the website. All right, so let's continue with the settings option in here. History. I think the history is not enabled yet, but history is where you can see all of the activity within the account. Whatever actions or campaigns you're working on, if someone downloaded the records in your account, who did that, when exactly did that happen, all of that history or activity history is going to be available from the history tab. Like I said, you might not have this option yet because that's on the works, and I have it because I'm working on the beta on my end too. So let's switch over to campaigns. Campaigns is the option where you can create set up templates for your letters. Let me refresh that out. Since I zoomed in, it can start acting up. So the campaigns option is where you can on settings. Okay, the campaigns option on settings is specifically to create the templates. So let's go ahead and work with one of those. Let's create a template from zero so you can see what I'm talking about. So for context, by default, you have some letters on the system. You cannot see those letters. You cannot make changes to those letters. They are on the system already. And you can see those whenever you generate documents for your records, right? Neutral letter, blind offer, offer letter, and so on. In here, you can create your own letter. You just click where it says add template. In here, you're going to set up or create the title for that specific letter. So training letter 2.0. 2, it's going to be land because these are land letters. The file type is going to be both in this case, so you can generate both PDF and doc. Doc is pretty much Word files. I do recommend working with PDF files. They are the best. The alignment is very good. It's not going to get messed up for whatever reason, like Word documents does. So layout is going to be portrait. You didn't have to think too much about it. In here, where it says content, is where you can paste your own letter without a problem. All this bunch of icons are either to change the font, to create a table, to add a video, to add a picture, to add a link, you name it. These are just options for you to edit your letter. But we're going to do that simple. We are going to copy and paste the neutral letter from the templates that we have on the Investment Dominator. So I'm going to copy this, go to my Investment Dominator. Here, there's an option that says, let me see, search field here. It says edit source. We'll just click on it, paste whatever content we have copied, because it has a lot of code, let's say, and then click on save. Whenever we do that, in here, we will see how the letter actually looks like, what's the wording on it, and you can make changes to the wording. Like, I don't like this specific paragraph, so I'm going to say something different, you name it. You can make the changes you want, but you don't have to start from zero. So here you go. You can make whatever changes you want to do on your document. Now, would you just scroll down a little bit? You are going to see this option that says allow generate envelope or label. That's perfectly fine. You're going to select standard envelope. Don't complicate yourself with this. That's the standard envelope that is going to be generated whenever you go to the generate documents option, or when you work on campaigns. We're going to see that in a few seconds, minutes. Allow bulk update. This means that whenever you use this specific custom document, the system is going to give you a prompt saying, would you like to update these records statuses to, and then you can create or look for the suggestion in here. In here, we're going to select, I don't know, offer sent. Let's say this is an offer letter, so we select offer sent. But you name it, you can select the status that you want. Allow export data, yes, so you can export that information of those records on that specific status. Per each property, yes, this is going to be a specific letter per property too. And then we click on the button that says add templates. Pretty good. Here, you can see the title now. It was added, just exit. You can see the title, the letter was added. Now, let's jump right in on how to send letters so you can see the letter we just brought up in here. So, we're going to go to prospecting, where you can see all of your records. And then, to start sending letters, we are going to go to campaigns. All right. From here, you can see all of the different kinds of letters that you can send without a problem. Remember the filters that I mentioned under the settings option, records, and that you saw some search filters option? There you go. Here are my campaign filters that I want. So let's say I'm going to work with one of those. I'm going to mail just 10 letters in here, or you can just click all. Using it's a field for you to select the letter that you want to use for this specific campaign or letters that you're going to send. And you can see here the custom one we just created, training letter 2.0. That's pretty much it. Then you just click on start campaign and you can select whatever method you want to send letters. Could be local printer. That means the files are going to be downloaded on your computer so you can print those and take them to the office of your preference. Or you can click on REI PrintMail, which takes care of the printing and the delivery of those letters, and create a campaign with them. I'm not going to go through that steps because there are 5 steps. It takes a few minutes. I don't want to take your time from here. However, you will see a very specific step-by-step for you to follow. Step 1 is verification, for you to select the time of postage that you want. Step 2 is for the system to check the mailing addresses of those owners and make sure they can deliver your order. If for some reason one gets rejected, that means they cannot approach your get to that specific address, or that the address doesn't exist on their system. Then step three is to get like a summary of how much it is going to be for that order, what's the price per letter, what's the price for the total campaign, and then you can see how each one of the letters look like, so you can approve the letter. This is a way for you to make sure that you are sending the right wording, the right letter to the right person. So this review step is very important for you to know the price, to know your letters, to know your envelopes, and then you are ready to make a payment for the order. All of this we're talking about is REI PrintMail option, among other options that we have on the system, like local printer, iDirect, for example, is going to take you to download some documents so you can go to ITI website and create an order with them and share that documentation with them so they can create or work on that campaign for you without a problem. All right. I know it's too much. Please don't worry. You will have a recording for this session in specific. It takes 2 days for us to post this specific training. We'll do our best to get it posted tomorrow. But this is something you can always visit in our user guide as well. Like, you type send letters over the user guide, you will get a specific step-by-step instruction on how to send letters, right? I'm just doing it for the purpose of that meeting that we're having right now, so you can see how that works. So I'm going just to click on the logo option, but before I'm going to select just 10 so I don't overwhelm the system with a lot of letters I'm not going to use. Then I click next, and you can download your letter and see how that looks like. Hopefully I can see that from my system. Let's see. Just want to open that up in here. It's not letting me. It's not letting me open that. Oh, these are correlated files. Uncorrelated. Let's see how the Word option works on my end. For some reason, I cannot see it on my end. I wonder why. Close that up on my end. Let's see if I can here. It's not letting me see that. I'm working on any computers. I can see my own PDF, but well, this is how you can see your specific document. It will be downloaded into your computer so you can see how it looks like. See, no, it's not letting me open that up. I'm sorry, it's something on my end, but well, that's how you can see how those look like and maybe make changes to it as well. Let me go through some of the questions over the chat. What is a campaign? I think we went through that with Jacqueline. Bill Gregory. Do my custom letter from 1.0 move over to 2.0 when I change it? That's absolutely right. You will see the same custom letters you had on the legacy version into the 2.0. Jay, can we get that link to the template source for sure? Let me get this one, as a matter of fact, so you can get all the different templates. Like, I just typed template on the user guide, but sure, you can get the link. Just share that out over the chat for Jay for the template source. Jacqueline, do we need to recommend this recording, or is it automatically there for us? It's going to be posted on the user guide as well. As you can see here, we have some videos already. And that's how you can find the sessions or the trainings that we have posted. You can type the date on this format, year, month, and day, so you can get the user guide. Like I mentioned, it takes 1 day or two to post it over the Investment Dominator user guide. Is REI part of ID? Nope, it is not part of ID. REI PrintMail is a third-party service. It is a partner, and they take care of your printing and delivery for sure. We don't need to connect to ID, or is it already ready to go? It's ready to go pretty much all the time. But if for some reason you get an error message, just let us know. But it's right there up and running for you. All right. So let's go back to the campaigns option. So we just saw how to send letters. There are different ways. You can print them at home. You can use REI PrintMail and follow the steps, or you can use ITI PrintMail download the files, and go to their website to create the order. You will have support from them on that process if that's the case. So don't worry about that process. And it's very informative, whatever step you take. I'm going to share with you an option for you to get leads into the system. It's important that you have leads on the system. You can get them third-party service. I don't know, maybe the county itself. You can get a file from them, and then import that information to the Investment Dominator. However, the option we do recommend the most to make your lives easier is the Find Deals option. So you just go to prospecting, then hover over wizards, and then click on the option that says Find Deals. Find Deals has some very good questions to make sure you get the deals or the property records you want. So let's get started. Here, the system is asking from the beginning, how would you like to import leads into your system? If you select the CSV file, this is going to be a very manual process. I hope you are like well versed on CSV and Excel files, so you can format your file and then get it imported into the system. We have instructions for that too, in case you want to do that, and you can find those over the user guide. However, today we're going to cover the import from our data service option. Maybe you're wondering how many credits you have to import leads into the system. Well, you can just go here, prospecting, wizards, find deals, and you will see your data plan usage this month. In my case, I have used 60 leads out of 19,000 leads, 100,000 leads, whatever. The thing is that you can see the credits available. Each credit is equivalent to a property record. And I would recommend you to be very sure about the properties and the amount of properties you want to import into the system. So let's be attentive to this specific step by step. So as you can see here, you have general information, how many credits you have, how many credits you have used, and defining new criteria is pretty much creating the filters or setting up the state, county, and other filters you want for the properties you're looking for. Let's click on next. Here, you have two options. You can use the map view and, I don't know, draw a polygon or an entire county, but this one is tricky. First, you will need to select the state and county you want to work with. So I'm going to go for Florida, Polk County, just because this one has a lot of records on it, a lot of property records, and then I can go to the map view and play around that specific county. Whoa, cannot see it. I'm on a new computer and all of my normal steps are taking a while to populate. Map view, I can't see it. I do apologize. For some reason, it's not letting me see that. But well, it's just my browser. I changed computer, so I cannot see it. But let's go with the easy one. So you can set up here the states. Again, for the county is going to be Polk County. There we go. And here you can see an estimated amount of records. Here's a very good question. Would you like to use our standard filters, yes or no? If you select no, then you are going to get this enabled. Look, I don't have any options below, but if I click on no, you will get some extra filters that you can work on. Don't get overwhelmed. These filters are about the property. If you have specifics about the property you want to work on, like last sale date, assessed total value, lot acreage, used land codes, property information like zip code, APN, owner record, ownership type, you name it. There are different filters that you can play with from the system. Take your time, review those so you can make the right selection. My only recommendation on filters is that whenever you make change, make sure to click on the refresh icon here under estimated amount of records. Let's take a look at it. So I'm going to change one of the filters just for you to see. So the ownership type, I want individuals only. So I need to click here under the refresh icon and you will see that that number changes. Anytime you make changes to the filters, click on the refresh icon. So that criteria is going to be met. Otherwise, you're going to be spending credits on something that you don't actually want. All right. So that's pretty much the filters that you can set up for the records that you're going to import into the system. I'm going to go with the standard ones. Here you have a question about what property values you want to target. That's pretty much the market value that you're looking for. You can play with that number and then refresh again. There we go. The number has changed. Let's click on next. In here, you can see summary. This is again a step to confirm that the system meets the requirements or filters that you have set up. Again, it says individual and companies because that's something I changed at the very end when I clicked on the icon and selected that I wanted the default standard filters. But you can see here a summary. This is a step for you to make sure, 100% sure, you're going to get the records that you want. Once you're ready, you just click on next. In here, you will see the final questions. How many records would you like to import into the system? I'm going to say 10. Imported into your system previously from this specific county. You can see 84 available credits. Now, would you like to add those records? Yes. Training 2.0. And then I'm going to click on add tag. So it is created on the system. Would you like to assign these records to a team member? Sure. Let me see. I have someone on the system. That's my business partner. So let's assign those records to her. And would you like to these property records to default? Yes, I want to send a neutral letter right away. And it would be prospect so I can see them. All right, let's click on confirm. And the system is going to work automatically on bringing those records in. That's pretty much it. You just selected your criteria and the system is bringing those records into Investment Dominator. It's not too much work just to select county, state, and whatever filter criteria you might have, and the system will do the rest for you. There you go. You have a confirmation message, a summary of the credits too. In here, you can click on view records so you can see where exactly records are. And boom, there you go. You can see the property title, property APN. If I want to, you can add a column that says tax. So I can see my property tax and you will see they say training to all specifically. There we go. Let's go here. You can see the property tax training 2.0. That's the tab we set up. So this table is just a high overview on the records. If you want to check on the details about that property, just click on whatever field you can see on that property. And that will take you to the details on that specific property. Let's wait a little bit to populate. Okay. So here you can see the information specifically. You can see the coordinates. Most of the land do not have like an address. The ID for those properties are going to be APN, and the address is going to populate coordinates. So you can see maps where exactly is that located. There we go. And that's how you can see the property location. Just click on Google Maps. You can change your view. Where is it? I think we have an option here to see it on a different way or not. I can see it. Whatever. Let's drop this little person here so I can take a look at that property in specific. There we go. This is just me playing with Google Maps because I saw the coordinates on the property. And there we go. All right, that's pretty much how you can see the location of the property. Take a look at it just to make sure that information is available. There we go. So that's the coordinates of the property. You can see owner information, their name, their mailing address. You can see that here as well. All of the other fields is information you can get from the lead in specific. If they give you a call, if they reach out to you over your website, this information is going to be populated, like email, like a phone number too, so you can get in touch with them or start a conversation about the property. Here are some questions they can answer as well if that's the case. Transaction information, this is whenever you are already in the process of property in a specific, and you can populate that information for your own purpose. I mean, that's the main benefit of having a CRM. Like you can populate all of the data of your business in here, so you have a reference, you have a business organized, and you understand where exactly you are with the different properties, prospects, and leads on the system. And Dealflow is going to show you if this record is already part or wants to be part of a specific um, business or letter that you're going to set. I said business, it's Dealflow. Uh, that's how you can see the details on this property specific liens, value, research, comments, you name it. You can play with it, take a look at it, and make sense out of it. If you have questions, you can always reach out to your concierge for business related questions, or shoot us a ticket if there's something on the Investment Dominator you want to understand better. But just to recap, we saw first how to send letters. Now we just saw how to get leads into the system, so you can, start sending letters to those records without a problem. All right. We also saw how to create some custom documents of the system so you can personalize or customize your letters. And I think we also took a look, at the websites as well. There's something that I forgot to mention about websites, and then I'm going to jump right into your questions. Um, so you can purchase domains through the Investment Dominator. We can do that for you. Shoot us a ticket saying, hey, I want domain.com for my buying site and domain name.com for my site. And then we're going to get those domains for you over our end. The only downside to getting your domains to the Investment Dominator is that you don't have access to the domain settings. That's because we purchased the domain and that domain gets added to our master account, so we can automatically configure that domain to your buying site or to your selling site. Another option for you will be to purchase your domain with GoDaddy and then connect your domain to the Investment Dominator. That's something you can do right next to actions and change your domain. Just type whatever domain name you have purchased, like CesarBuysLand.com, CesarBuys.com. Make sure you have followed these steps to connect your domain and then click on go. If you need some help with that process of connecting your domain that you have purchased with a third-party service such as GoDaddy, let us know that you need help connecting your domain so we can share a video to guide you through, or we can share the instructions with you to go through that. Just let us know that you need help with it and how exactly you want our help so we can get started and set you up with your websites. So that's for the websites in specific. Let me go to your questions so we can make sure we go through all of those. What is a Betty score? So Betty score takes several information online to make sure if a property has a good probability to close a deal with you, like selling their land to you. There are several data points that I'm not an expert, so I'm not sure what exactly it takes. But last sale date, I think it is. Some other information on the property, on the owner, that will increase the probabilities. If you have 100 Betty score or higher, that means you have a lot of or very good probabilities of closing a deal with that specific prospect or lead. So that's an extra way for you to let's say create segmentation among the records you have imported into the system. But unfortunately, I don't know if we already have Betty score. I think we don't. Yeah, let me check. Betty scores. So let me take a quick look at it from here. I'm going to select all of them. I'm not paying for a subscription for Betty scores, so most definitely I cannot get Betty scores on my records, but you will need to select all of the records that you want to work on. I think 500 is the minimum amount of records that you can get Betty scores for. So you have to start with 500 specifically. Just click on Get Betty Scores, Actions, Get Betty Scores, and there we go. Yeah. Since I don't have an active account with them, I cannot go ahead and get Betty scores. But yeah, the Betty score is going to let you know if the record is worth to getting in touch with, or we'll share with you the probabilities of closing a deal with them, and that's through the Betty score. To set up Betty score, you will need to create a reward AI account first. Then make sure you have a subscription with them, like the pay and go subscription. So you will pay for whatever records you are analyzing with them. And then you can set that up, or you will see this option enabled on the Investment Dominator, get Betty scores. So you can get those scores for your properties. Once you have that, you can just add a column that says Betty scores. Let me see if I can get it in here. I think it's already there. Let me see. Betty, where are you? No, I think I don't have those. Property APM, Betty score. No, I think I don't have that one specifically, but that's a field that you can get on the system for property. Betty score. You beat me. I can't find it. Score. Well, mine is playing games with me today, but you can add that specific column so you can see your Betty score column and understand or filter by Betty score specifically and get your record score. I hope that answers your question, Patricia. I'm sorry it took too much time on that one. Bill, I am good at creating the CSV file. I can use ChatGPT for to clean the records and fill in the columns. I usually only have to manually delete or correct 2 4 in 100 1100. You can do this. Perfect. Thanks for sharing, Bill. Jacqueline, now that you have imported those files, next time you import in the same area bulk, will ID know how to re-import the same file? No. So data service is not going to import duplicated files, and the way they do that is through APM. The APN is the unique ID, and that's how the system makes sure to not import duplicated records into the system. That's pretty much it. Richie, what are the exact values for the CNAME? That's a very good question. So let me go here to the user guide. I'm going to type GoDaddy. We have a specific guide for GoDaddy. It's too vast of a guide. I will create a new one on the 2.0 version for sure, very shortly. But the specific values are right here. Let me see if we can zoom in this option. It's going to be CNAME. The name is going to be www. The value is going to be investmentdominator.com. And the TTL is going to be custom and then 600 seconds. That's how you set up the CNAME. So you can connect your domain to the Investment Dominator. That's pretty much it. I'm going to share this guide with you. It is the step number 3. Let me see. And you can get straightforward to step 1. Yep, it's step 1 for you, Richie. Let me share that out over the chat so you can have it handy. Don't get overwhelmed. This option that I'm sharing with Richie is for him to connect, or for her to connect the domain to the Investment Dominator. They will need to add a CNAME, a forwarding rule, and that's pretty much it. That's how the domain can be connected to the Investment Dominator. This is an old guide. I will need to create something more simple for you all, for sure. So Jacqueline, I followed the step for creating my buying side website. May I request for a customer support to review that is correctly done? Sure, we can always shoot us a ticket for that. Thanks for sharing, Jacqueline. Bill Gregor, after a year, I finally sent to all low Betty scores, most way bad addresses and no deals. I think it's worth it if you can afford it. Yep. The Betty score is a good option for you to make sure the properties actually make sense to reach out to. It's an extra way to filter, let's say, the listings or the campaigns that you're going to work on. And by campaigns, I mean the letters that you're going to send, and make sure that you're going to have the most impact and you're going to get the most out of your investment as well. That's a good call, Bill. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, Perfect. So that's for the different guides we have. I can, let's say, I was sort of forgetting something. I know I'm forgetting something I wanted to share with you. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to share some options for you to add team members to your account. You might have a business partner, maybe your son, your daughter, your wife, your husband, or uh, virtual assistant. In that case, you can create a user for them to have access to the account and help you with campaigns, creating custom documents, you name it, whatever where you need to do. So you can go to the team option here in the top right and then click on add user. Select the role you want for that person. I trust them, so I'm going to make them admin. I'm going to I'm going to add Michelle Lawrence, and then the username and specific. Here, I can set up a password like uncrackable1234. You can see the password yourself. So you can share that out with that person. Nevertheless, they will get an email invitation so they can log in. Because the login link is unique. You cannot like type investment dominator login on Google and get to your specific account. That's different. It's a unique link. This is also like a security measure to make sure no one else besides you in your team has access to your account. So that's a good thing. You can add a phone number, picture for that specific user, and they will get an invitation with the password and everything so they can log in into the system. That's real quick, real easy, so you can give them access and get some help on the Investment Dominator specifically. Options that we're working on that you probably are asking about, that will be account. We are working on this section named or called account. Please don't worry, this is a different email, a different password, and this is in the works right now, so everyone has this enabled. But this account option is for you to manage your current plan. If you want to move from Pro to Pro Plus, if you want to work on a specific refund because you make a mistake and you didn't want X or Y data service subscription, you name it. But this is going to be the billing administration section on the Investment Dominator itself. All right. I think we have some questions over the chat. How do I know I am ready to send letters? That's a good question, Jacqueline. I will recommend you to double check with your concierge or coach if you have one assigned. But from my perspective, from my experience, if you have your company information set up, if your websites make sense and you have domains attached to them, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, if your contact information is right, you can start sending out letters. That's because you're not going to get an immediate response once you send your letters. Like sending letters is pretty much like throwing the nets to the river so you can get some fish. So that's a step that takes a little bit of patience. Sometimes you can get one right away, but that's a matter of luck as well. But you can send letters whenever you have your company information and your website set up. But still, like I said, take your time, talk to your coach or concierge so they can give you extra advice and make sure you're ready. They will give you some peace of mind as well. Jacqueline, what things need to be in place to finally send? Okay, that's the question we just went through. But yeah, make sure your websites are up and running, that you have your domain set up, that your company information makes sense so people will know or will definitely get in touch with you. And that's pretty much it. That's going to be reflected on your letters so you can start doing some business or throw the net on the river, lake, you name it. All right. Thanks for sharing those questions, Jacqueline. That's pretty good. The idea is to ask as many questions as you can. Don't disengage. We are experts on the Investment Dominator side of things, but remember, you have your student portal as well. Maybe you don't know about this, but let me see if I can go to my land profit. You can schedule a session with your or with the coaching team. So maybe you can access to one of the coaching plans that you have based on your budget, or talk to your concierge if you have one assigned. So you just go to land profit generator page. There's a section that says my profile on the left side. Just click on it. In here, under student information, you will see some contact details. You will see a demo coach assigned, or like the head of coaching department name here. It's going to be Jennifer, and you can book a call with her. Let's say that you need some guidance. You prefer an experienced coach to help you go through the different stages of the business while you get confident with it. And Jennifer will offer some options to you in that sense. All right. So that's a good option for you to get some guidance on the business side of things, because well, that's a different team, some different kind of expertise on the land flipping business. So they can help you out with that. All right. I think we have a few minutes, Robert. How to research a potential deal with a prospect? That's a very good question, Robert, for your coach or concierge. Like I mentioned, we work on the technical side of things, how to use the investment dominator, but we don't have advice on how to research a potential deal itself because we're not land flippers. That's why I share that recommendation to get in touch with your coach, concierge. And if you don't have one, you can always check with Jennifer Clark, book a call with her so you can go through the process of getting a coach, to give you some advice about third party tools, about processes, policies, legal options, and so on. All right. So, again, thank you so much for those questions. Those questions make this session way richer, and we can share as much information as we can. But again, thank you so much for your time today, for those questions. If you have a very specific scenario you need help with, remember, go to the help option, try to look on the user guide, or shoot us a ticket if you definitely can't find an answer for that specific question or concern, and we are going to be more than happy to assist you. So yep, thank you so much for your time, for your attention and questions, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a happy new year too. All right, thank you so much. Take good care.